Pakinggan ang iyong hiling, ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saan dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin. Ugali nating kinagisnan, mula nooy nagtutulungan. Pilipino ay nagkakaisa, sa ibang bansa ay magkakasama. Isigaw sa buong mundo, nang marinig ang tinig mo. Tinig natin ay pagsasamahin, tagumpay ay magkakamit. Ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saan dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin. Ugali nating kinagisnan, mula nooy nagtutulungan. Pilipino ay nagkakaisa, sa ibang bansa ay magkakasama.
This is Tinig Pinoy.
Tinig Pinoy! Tinig Pinoy!
Isang mapagpalang umaga po or gabi ang sanay sumating lahat. Kahit nasa ang bahagi ng mundo man kayo nandoon sa kasalukuyan. Ako po si Kuya Dan, makakasama nyo sa loob ng susunod na 60 minuto dito sa Tinig Pinoy Special Edition. Ngayon po ay ika-20, mali na kagad, ika-4 ng buwan ng Marso taong 2023. Kasama po natin dito sa ating studio ang tatlong naggagandahang dilag. And it is my pleasure to start off with the show introducing to you our lady host and programs director, Regina Sosing. Magandang umaga sa iyo, Ms. Regina.
Magandang umaga po, Kuya Dan, at sa mga katinig natin. Magandang gabi po sa mga katinig natin sa ibang panig ng mundo at magandang hapon din po. But Kuya Dan, this is going to be replayed on CKCU 93.1 FM. So sa mga taga CKCU 93.1 FM listeners po natin, magandang gabi po, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Tuesday on CKCU 93.1 FM.
Thank you, Regina. While everyone can benefit from this show, particularly yung subject natin ngayon, this would be particularly beneficial sa ating mga kababayan nandirito sa Ontario. Okay? And even sa labas ng Ontario. Mas matindi ang dating nito sa ating mga taga-Ottawa kasi yung isang guest natin dito will speak about some opportunities both for the employers and for the newcomers in Canada tungkol sa mga careers nila or trabaho dito sa napakalamig na bansang sa kasalukuyan ay giniginaw tayong lahat. Nakita mo ang background ko, Regina?
Oo nga, at saka Kuya Dan, ang dami is nasa labas.
Mainit pa sa labas kaya? After there's so much snow. There's so much snow. And I think after last night's, we had like 10 or 15 centimeters. There's still a forecast of more coming today. So I don't think my car will even survive the drive. So I'm gonna stay home.
Wag naman sanang ma-stock. Kuya Dan, I believe, at pero linawin natin mamaya sa mga guests natin, I believe po yung programs, a few of their programs are national in Canada.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Pag-usapan natin, tanungin natin para makasiguro tayo. In the meantime, Kuya Dan, nais ko lang pong sabihin ng magandang umaga, Kuya Arnel, all the way from Winnipeg. Kumusta po, Kuya Arnel? Kumusta po kayo dyan? Kumusta si ate at ang mga anak? Kumusta po?
Yan. So Regina, shall we introduce our guests?
Looking forward, Kuya Dan. Nako,
Okay.
parang kahit 7 hours yung show hindi kami maubusan ng kwentuhan. So, let's start po mga katinig. Mula po sa Sandbanks. Ang mga taga-Ottawa po or dito sa Ontario, kilala po ang Sandbank Cottages area or Sandbank Beach na sinasabi. So, umpisahan po natin na-introduce natin siya. Siya po ay may-ari ng Oasis of Sandbanks. They are a few cottages in one compound. Let's welcome to Tinig Pinoy Radio, Miss Evie. Hello po, Evie. Kumusta po?
Mabuti po, magandang umaga, Regina and Kuya Dan. It's a pleasure to
Magandang
be
umaga din
here
po.
as your guest. Thank you for having me.
Idadagdag ko lang po kay Evie mga katinig na si Evie po ay nagmula sa Malacanang under President Cory Aquino to helping as community ambassador for the Canadian Armed Forces and also had been a great community leaders in the Greater Toronto area, Durham. Sinasabi ko kasi Greater Toronto kasi ano yan sila outskirts po ng Toronto.
That's right,
And
yes.
I think Kuya Dan, from the very busy life of everything that she has done in her very young life, she finally decided she's gonna own a cottage. So she is going to be working but enjoying the nature. So that's
Right.
I think I can't wait to hear more about Evie. But first, Evie, before we talk more on your cottages, oops, nais po nating i-welcome our next guest po kasi medyo related po yung mga pag-uusapan natin. Alam mo, Kuya, in 2001, may MBA na siya. So that was a long time ago, pero she looks very young still. I don't know what this wonderful lady is doing to keep young, but truly she is young. Siya po ay nagtatrabaho sa Information and Communication Technology Council. Siya po ay passionate about solving problems and tackling challenges around workplace projects. Marami po siyang program na pwede po ma-avail ang mga naghahanap ng trabaho na newcomers to Canada and also the employer. So let's welcome to Tinig Pinoy Radio, a friend of Tinig Pinoy Radio, Meg Salvador. Hi Meg, magandang umaga.
Hi, Ate Raj, Kuya Dan, Ate Evie. Salamat for giving me a chance to be here and promote our programs for our newcomers. And yeah, waiting for more meaningful conversations.
All right, excellent. So, mga katinig, if you are listening right now, pati din po ang mga katinig natin sa CKCU 93.1 FM, you can always email Tinig Pinoy at tinigpinoy1, that's tinigpinoy1 at outlook.com. Sa mga nakikinig naman ngayon, message po ninyo. So we are going to talk about work in Canada and we're also going to talk about life balance, means in the summertime or fall or spring in Canada, you can go to cottages. So, Kuya Dan, take a pick. Which do you want to talk about first?
Well, I'd like to hear both at the same time, but I don't think that's possible. But before we do any of that, let's say hello muna sa ating mga early birds. We are on the comment section of TINIG PINOY Special Edition, and we'd like to say hello to Cindy Palmares de Leon, who says good evening. We have Facebook user who says hello TINIG PINOY Radio. Pakilagay po ng pakibigyan ng permission ang StreamYard para makita namin yung inyong profile. Okay, instead of the Facebook user na generic. So sabi ni another Facebook user, hello daw to all. Okay, we're also yes, we are live, actually simulcast tayo ngayon sa tinigpinoy.com. So if you want to go to tinigpinoy.com, that's our website. And also we're simulcast with FB Live and YouTube Live. Yan. So naririnig po tayo sa lahat ng bahagi ng mundo kung saan mayroong internet. Magandang gabi din po sa inyo, Mr. or Miss Facebook user. Arnel Jeprox is good morning sa inyo. Yes, Maginoo, good morning din po sa inyo. Yan. Sabi ni Facebook user, hello daw Tito Dan and DJ Regina, good morning daw sa ating lahat and more power sa Tinig Pinoy Radio. Marilu Vitog says hello po. Yan po. Sana po ipagpatuloy ninyo ang inyong mga comments. And if we may request, please, paki-share po itong ating munting programa so that many more can benefit, particularly about the very beautiful program that we're about to unfold. Regina, back to you.
Yes, Kuya Dan. So Meg, umpisa namin sa'yo. Tell us first, marami tayong mga kababayan na andi dito sa Canada or sa Ottawa, particularly, na naghahanap ng trabaho. So you have a program for the newcomers. First, nais kong malaman, ito ba ay national?
Yes po.
Okay. So
Across Canada.
Tell us about the program, Meg.
So just to backtrack a bit, I work in ICTC. It's a nonprofit organization, and yung mission po namin is to help Canadians succeed in the digital economy. So lalo na po yung underrepresented in the tech sector. So when I say underrepresented, kasama na po doon yung new immigrants and newcomers in Canada. So the best way is, I'm here right now kasi I know you have reached maaabot natin yung mga Pilipino na bagong dating sa Canada, especially our skilled immigrants. So I want to share this program. It's called Pathways to Employment for Newcomers. Ano po siya? Federally funded by Government of Canada, and the formal name of the program is Foreign Credential Recognition Program. So yung goal po ng programa is to simplify and harmonize yung process ng credential recognition. So marami tayong internationally educated professionals, and ang isang pinaka-barrier po natin nun, and correct me if hindi siya ganun ka naiintindihan ng lahat, but for us and based on our research, marami tayong skilled workers, and the first barrier na hinaharap po talaga natin is the Canadian experience. So, ang goal ng program is for us to give this Canadian experience sa ating mga bagong dating, and then they can move on and flourish with their careers.
I see. Kaya pala nagtataka ako when I was reading through the program. Nakita ko 6 months yung duration ng program. So it's because the purpose is simply to provide the necessary Canadian experience.
Yes, po.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I can relate with that. You know, when I came to Canada 31 years ago, I couldn't find a job. Whereas when I was interviewed back home, there's an immigration process. They told me, oh, you won't have any problem. You know, like, you have very good experience, this and that. Pagdating ko dito, hindi ako matanggap kahit na magpapump lang ng gasoline sa gas station. Because I did not have the local experience.
Correct.
Ironic.
So challenge pa rin po natin yung Canadian experience.
Right.
So through this program, para po parang ma-encourage naman yung mga employers, we're giving them a wage subsidy. Specifically for this program, we're giving 70% of the wage subsidy up to 50,000. So if you're an employer po, like at Evie, if you hire someone, say, a digital marketing or sales na makakatulong po sa resort nyo, we can talk about that later, but yes, we can provide a wage subsidy for you as an employer, provided you will hire someone who is a newcomer. So you can help a Filipino newcomer.
Actually, we can take advantage of this opportunity that you just mentioned and involve actually Evie, because you did mention that this would be, useful to employers like Evie. So Evie, how do you see this program working for you?
Wow, it's interesting while Meg is talking about it, because that brought me back to the memories when I started in Canada. Kasi that was like Kuya Dan, that was also our struggle. And the program that you were talking about, because we landed in Winnipeg, it's the same. We got that in Winnipeg, where the government was offering us similar so that we can get the Canadian experience. So now, being on the other side of the fence right now, for me, it would be very. I'm so happy and glad that we are here together with Meg. Kasi being an employer now, it's definitely my way of probably giving back to both my adopted country and my fellow Filipinos. Yeah.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Di ba tama-tama yung pagkakakonect natin sa dalawang guests natin, di ba?
Tumpak na tumpak. Meg, pag sinabi mo na newcomer, ang tanong kasi dyan is, how long have you been in Canada to be considered na is still newcomer?
Good question.
Yes. So ang standard definition po natin dyan is 5 years. 5 years na landed in Canada.
Okay.
From the
So
landed.
it doesn't necessarily mean newcomer na bagong dating. You could have been here for 5 years and yet you are still entitled to join this program.
Yes. Kasi pa, for example, nag-change yung status mo from, say, visitor's visa to PR. So it started kung kailan ka nag-land as a PR.
Okay,
Mabuti
wonderful.
po Kuya Dan kasi halimbawa, may mga kilala ko dyan who came under the Foreign Caregiver Program or the
Right.
Foreign Workers Program. So
Mhm.
it takes them sometimes 3, 4, 5 years before they get their landed immigrant status.
Oh,
So,
so po pwedeng yung mga kababayan natin who came here under the caregiver program avail of this. Right, Meg?
Nag-transition po, yes.
Ayan, may sagot na agad. Meron kasi nag-text sa akin dito eh. Pwede daw ba yung caregivers?
yeah.
So, sagot po ni Meg, yes, pwede po yung mga caregivers. For as long as you have landed only less than 5 years ago.
Just to be more specific lang po, this is majority for tech roles.
Right. Kasi marami tayong Meg
Yes.
na mga nagpunta dito, kahit na mga well-educated sila sa home country, like sa IT, like sa engineering, they end up, grabbing whatever opportunities available para lang makarating dito sa Canada. I mean, kasi may reputation ng Canada for providing a very nice standard of living. So itong mga dating caregivers na to can actually benefit from this for as long as their PR landing is not over 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also provide training po along with the work placement. Kasi yun yung, so hindi lang trabaho, but at the same time, may mga kasama pong training. To upskill, reskill, and para din matulungan natin. Mostly soft skills training kasi ang isang challenge din natin is like LinkedIn, like how you create your LinkedIn account, how you create your resumes, interview preparation, presentation skills, lahat po. We will provide soft skills training.
Wow, comprehensive talaga yung program, Regina?
They are really preparing our newcomers to succeed in Canada. So this is terrific. And Meg, marami kaming i-recommenda sa'yo. And si Evie naman po, one thing good kasi yung website nila is there's you can create an account, I believe, and you can be the job seeker or you can also be the employer. And in Evie's case, Evie, employer ka muna namin ang pag-usapan natin. So, for example, although Evie is, her business is Sandbank Cottages, Oasis of Sandbank Cottages, Evie may need bookkeeper or accountant or digital marketing or marketing. So, and some of these are remote, some of this can be done remotely.
Correct, yes. If partly effect of the pandemic na rin that we allow remote work environment, pero nandun pa rin yung support na mapaprovide.
I-clear lang natin ng konti yun, yung remote. Kasi dapat po yung tao nandito sa Canada, hindi remote from the Philippines.
Yes,
okay, good. I thought we should make that clear.
It's interesting kasi in my area, specifically the Prince Edward County, I've talked about, many companies there, especially in the tourism industry, that a lot of them are really having a hard time getting people because, of course, it's an urban area and many people wanted to stay in the city. And definitely with the program, Meg, that you have, I can only probably not only as an employer that I am interested to avail, but I can definitely refer you to a lot of the companies there that I know. I think already about many that I'm talking to because that's their problem right now. Yung walang mga masyadong, yung mga younger generation sa county has moved to the city, and yung ang mga kababayan naman natin, and let's talk specifically for our kababayan, they don't have much knowledge and access to this area kasi medyo malayo siya at but when you're starting, you want to be anywhere as long as you're in Canada, and this is an opportunity actually for our newcomers na gusto nilang mag-pursue kung ano man yung career na gusto nila, and they can start over somewhere and then move to wherever you want to go after.
Meg, paano?
Regina, bago ka mag-proceed, I was just taken by one of the things that Evie mentioned. She said, wherever you are in Canada, so gusto lang po nating i-impress, itong program na ito hindi limited sa Ontario province. So if you are actually, let's say in Quebec or, like in Saskatoon, you can still avail of this program because you can connect remotely.
Yes. And
Regina.
say for example, wala po kayong employer in mind. I mean, kayo po yung magdala. Say nag-i-apply kayo sa isang employer and you think
Mhm.
qualified din sila to avail this program, might as well, hey, hire me. You can avail this at the same time.
Yes.
May wage subsidy kayo.
Okay.
So, you can bring in your own employer.
Okay.
Good.
Meg, you use the word wage subsidy. So 75% of the would-be earnings of the
70.
prospective, 70%.
70%,
Of,
yes.
okay, so 70%. So yung 30% saan manggagaling?
Yun po ang covered na siya ng employer.
Oo. Not bad to Kuya Dan. Also
Interesting.
not bad.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, interesting. So 30% lang ang babayaran mo, Evie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely hire. A lot of times, alam mo, you know, a lot of times being a new business owner and we chose this area, ang nangyayari sa amin is we are doing all the work. But it was also good kasi we know now the ins and outs of the business. I never had experience with hospitality business, and all of a sudden I entered into a hospitality business, you know. But I learned a lot in the process. Good thing I also have, you know, training with marketing and accounting, so it helped a lot. But you know, I'd like to pass that job on to somebody and concentrate more on, you know, making sure that our guests in the property are very well cared of.
Akala ko sasabihin ni Evie na and will focus more on relaxing and enjoying the cottage.
That too.
Meg, paano mag-a-apply? Let's say ang newcomer, paano sila mag-a-apply? Kung may link po tayo, i-share natin to sa comment box. So, let's say,
Yes.
so na-establish na natin na ito ay national. Anywhere in Canada ka, pwede ka maka-avail nito. Ayan, thank you Kuya Dan. Tapos, ina-establish din po natin na ang newcomer, yung within 5 years na nasa Canada ka, it's within 5 years that you received your landed immigrant status. Yon ang count ng newcomer dyan.
Yeah.
And so, this is where they go to register. Ganun po ba? Tell us, Meg, how they can go about registering as an employer or as a job seeker.
So, yung link po na pinapakita ngayon ni Kuya Dan, meron po siyang pang job seeker, meron din po siyang pang employer. So, if you're a job seeker, yung eligibility criteria po natin, as you clearly mentioned, Ate Reg, yun, newcomer nga. And then, you have the permanent resident or Canadian citizen status. Hindi po pwede yung international student or work permit. Tapos, nakatira ka sa Canada currently, and unemployed or underemployed. So, ano po yung ibig sabihin ng underemployed? Maybe you're working part-time or yung sabi nga ni Kuya Dan kanina, you're just working muna in a survival job while waiting for an employer to hire you based on your experience. So, yun, considered underemployed siya. And then, willing to, or capable to work full-time, meaning 35 hours or up to mga 40 hours. And can commit to a 6-month program kasi nga po yung work placement is 6 months and it comes with training.
Very interesting. When you say training, this is just to prepare the person for seeking for a job. It's not really a training like a 6 months training for any specific skills.
Soft skills and technical skills, but mostly yung focus ay soft skills yun, as I mentioned earlier, yung interview prep, resume writing.
Big time po yan talaga. Ang dami po. Kahit ako, hirap na hirap sa resume writing. At saka dito sa Canada, they are looking at a specific way of answering the questions during the job interview. At kung hindi ka sumasagot in that way, they consider you as a weak candidate. Kaya napakamahalaga po na marunong ka paano sumagot. Kasi tayo mga Pinoy, we are very humble. We always sell ourselves down. So sabihin natin, nagpapaka-humble tayo. He doesn't work in the work industry. You have to confidently say what you are capable of doing and perhaps even...
Yes. Regina, on screen, yung training na sinasabi kanina ni ni Meg. Ito yung mga components. Nasabi niya yung iba. Meron ako ditong gustong itanong. Saan ko ba nakita yung kanina yan? Okay, merong so one-on-one coaching. Yan, meron dito. Binanggit na niya kanina yan. And then skills matching. Ano yung Scrum fundamentals?
Scrum fundamentals, mostly po, siya, industry recognized training po siya. I'm a certified Scrum Master myself, but mostly yung Scrum ay usually in the software, mga software developer, ginagamit nila yung Scrum.
Okay.
Yeah. So
because this program is intended mostly to those who are in the IT industry na computer science or related courses. Ayun. Meron dito nakalagay sa eligibility criteria. Dapat meron kang CLB7 language level. Anong ibig sabihin nun?
Pag nag-IELTS po, yan yung result na makukuha.
Okay. Yeah. So IELTS ito.
Yes.
Okay, good. So required yung IELTS certification. Yeah.
Yung result, you don't really need to show the results, but at least you can mention reference kung ano yung result nyo.
Okay.
Kung wala ka nun, do you have the link or where to get those? Kasi may mga, ngayon alam ko na required na yan to get to landed immigrant status. Pero dati hindi required ang language eh.
Yes. Based on experience, majority of our applicants, meron po na result na yan. Kasi nga po, based on the requirement na landed immigrant.
Paano kung wala ka nun? Where do you get those? How do you get those tests, or where do you get those tests?
We might be able to provide some testings, or like pwede sila, like, we can do an interview.
Excellent.
To prove na yung language po ay
na-meet.
Nasa level na gano'n.
Well, that is wonderful to know. Now, hindi na, Kuya Dan, we will park about that information from Meg kasi ayaw natin umalis si Meg. I have more questions later, but now let's focus on, I know may winter po dito ngayon at nakita natin snow, and we are not thinking about cottages.
I'm reminding you that still winter with my background, Regina.
Pero malapit na po, at ang booking ng mga cottages para po sa mga mahihilig pumunta ng cottage, alam po nila na a year ahead sometimes.
Of course. Yeah.
Na-fill up kaagad. Kaya po we bring Evie here para malaman natin how it works. But first, Evie, tell us, ikaw ay may-ari ng Oasis of Sandbanks. Tell us about your cottages.
Thank you. Maybe I'll start. How the year that because I'm a new owner, like barely three years old kami. We acquired the property in November 2020, which is kind of the middle of pandemic. And I find it like it's fate how we got it, because it's really like, who would want to buy or venture into a business in the middle of the pandemic, wherein most of the businesses were closing.
Right. Yeah.
And but it was also timing for us, because immediately after all those lockdowns were lifted and everything, everybody wanted to get out. But because they cannot go out of the country, a lot of people explored more within, our vicinity, Ontario specifically. Right. Sometimes even going to a different province is kind of hard for them. So it was, to me, it was a perfect timing for us that we acquired it during the time. But it was also hard dahil during the preparation, it's not easy to get the materials that we need when we were doing some renovations and everything, and getting people to do the work. So we end up doing the work for the cottages. But one of the things that I learned in the process was I eat that sometimes because I love gardening, and a lot of the things that I did was mostly on groundwork, gardening, and of course my husband and his team are the one doing all the other stuff, right? But when you love what you do, it doesn't matter. Like, I end up working more than required, because I really wanted I wanted to create an oasis, that's why we named it an oasis. And Regina, you've been there, so you know that that was the goal. And it was very fulfilling nung more or less na fulfill namin yung as a team yung aming goal na mai-offer ang cottage, especially to our community, especially to Canadians na naghahanap ng mga time na yon ng mapupuntahan. Kaya on our first year, we're fully booked as early as May. Fully booked until almost September. But a lot of things that we were doing, and speaking about like what you discussed earlier, na booking, actually what we realized is a lot of our mga naghahanap ng mga cottages, at ang mga cottages, especially the popular ones in different areas, Muskokas and all that, they were booked as early as 1 year. So in my case, in our cottages, and meron na kaming mga nagbubok even last year at December, and a lot of them, and I'm so flattered kasi a lot of them were repeat customers na gusto nilang bumalik. So as early as last year na nung sila ay umalis, nagpabook na sila para sa this summer, this July or summer 2023. Yeah.
Then, pwede po ba tayo, babati tayo ng mga listeners natin shortly, comment lang po kayo dyan. Kuya Dan, pwede po ba natin maipakita ang video ng cottage niyo?
Yes. Actually, I was about to ask our guest, si Evie, if it's okay to show a clip of what Oasis of Sandbanks offer. Okay, so here it is. I'm gonna share my screen because I couldn't download the.
Oh, Kuya Dan, there better be nothing there that we cannot see, right, Evie? Like Meg?
Okay.
It's dangerous, Kuya Dan, dangerous.
Dangerous ba? There. Okay.
Good morning, Crystal J.
There it is.
Good morning, Lawrence. Okay, pakinggan na, tingnan po natin. These are the cottages.
Maybe you can make comments while the video is showing.
Okay, sure. So, ikwento ko na rin ang karanasan ko nang pumunta kami sa cottage. So, ang kagandahan ko kasi, ilang cottages ko, 5?
Yeah, we have 5 cottages, yes.
So, kami noon, grupo kami mga kamag-anak, ganyan. So, this is very good in what church kayo,
yeah. Ang tatlo sa cottages namin ay may 2 bedroom. Itong nakikita nyo ngayon sa screen is isa doon sa tatlo. Then one na 2 bedroom, and the last one is 1 bedroom. So ang nakiter actually namin ang karamihan na, especially for our community, Filipino community, we love being together as a family and friends. Setting of the basis, very very good siya sa mga ganung okasyon na may reunion, like what Regina and family did. They had their own big birthday party there. Kasi very exclusive yung lugar. Ganun ang gawin, sila ay magsama-sama dito, gawin ito parang reunion place, retreat, whatever, or birthday, sa occasion nila sa mga birthday celebration. Kasi very, very siya anong tawag dito pa, specific para sa grupo.
Right. Yeah.
So, Kuya Dan, nakita mo yung by the water na yan, yung area na yan, dyan po kami nag-host ng birthday party sa labas.
Akala ko nga ikaw yan eh.
That's me.
That is Evie.
Yeah, that was that picture. And by the way, just to mention, this video was taken, our first video immediately after we acquired the property.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, and that picture that is being shown right now was the first video, a first picture na nakunan sa akin kasi I was so happy. I'm the kind of person that wanted to be very near the water all the time, and it was like a gift for me. Kaya yun ang una kong ginawa.
Oo. And
Oh, ini-stop ko siya dito, Regina, purposely because I wanted to check and confirm that this is the sandbanks. Ito yung waters.
This lake, this is the East Lake. And
Oh,
it is
East Lake.
Yes, and it is connected to Ontario Lake, kung saan nandoon yung Sandbanks beaches. We have 3 beaches, very famous beaches in the area. The Sandbanks
Right.
beach, which is called the Outlet Beach.
Okay.
There's Dunes Beach, and another one is the Sandbank, the North Shore, something like that. There are 3 choices there. But this lake is very safe kasi hindi siya yung, if you can see, matatanaw mo yung end yung mga takot sa tubig, minsan ayaw pumunta sa
Right.
lake kasi hindi mo makita yung end, puro tubig na nakikita mo. And that's one thing that I heard much from our guests kasi they feel really safe kasi hindi siya maalon. You can swim in the lake, it's very safe.
Right.
And you can do all water sports here. We have some, we bought some kayaks and all kinds of water gears na pwede mong gamitin.
Kuya Dan, kami ni Conrad at saka yung mga bata, we meron kasi sila Evie yung inflatable na canoe or kayak.
Okay.
Oo.
Yeah.
Ginalugad namin yung lugar na yan kasi
Yung island, yung maliit na island na yun,
Oo, ginalugad namin yan. At ang kagandahan din, so sa gabi, pati alam nyo yung mga anak ko, the younger generation, they still talk about it because may campfire sila dyan. So nag-ipon-ipon sa labas and they start telling stories na yung mga nakakatakot. Tapos sabi nila, ang ate Bibi ko nagkwento na nakakatakot na pati siya natakot ayaw nang umalis. So tapos the kids had so much fun about their auntie Bibi.
Yeah. So that is a clip of the Oasis of Sandbanks. So East Lake ang tawag mo rito sa lake
Yes,
na ito?
that's the East Lake. There are 2
Okay.
lakes na nagdi-divide sa Sandbanks Provincial Park. This is the East Lake, the other one is the West Lake. So ang West Lake nasa kabilang side din ng Sandbanks, but they are both, the East Lake and West Lake have both access to Ontario to Sandbanks Provincial Park, where nandoon yung ating mga beaches na alam mo, karamihan, and this is one thing that I was surprised when the first time I visited the Sandbanks, and I noticed this, ang karamihan ng mga car plate numbers na nakita namin are actually coming from Quebec.
Dinadayo po siya, Kuya Dan, dinadayo talaga ang Sandbank. And ang kagandahan sa lugar ni Evie is that malapit lang siya sa pinakamalaking beach ng Sandbank. And you can go home to their cottages. At saka maraming mga winery around the area. So kung it definitely have everything for any kind of activities na gusto mo. So sa mga group naman, ang kagandahan doon, let's say kung nais ninyo magkaroon ng gathering, parang retreat, you can do that.
Yes.
Ang cottages po, a full kitchen po siya. They have their own shower, their own washroom, their own full kitchen po siya, and certain rooms. So there are 3 bedrooms na cottages, merong 2 bedrooms na cottages. So in my case, I think we rented 2 cottages. Ganun ba, Evie?
No, I think 4.
3
4.
You rented 4. Wow.
Marami kami. we had 50th birthday celebration there, complete with the decoration and the karaoke and the dancing. Yeah, masaya.
So Meg, is it time now to book one for this summer?
Yes.
Tumatanggap pa raw ng booking si Evie.
Yes, may available pa. In fact, normally January halos yung mga long weekends yun yung madaling mabilis maubos, no? Meron akong mga regular na I call it regulars kasi since the day na ma-experience nila yung aming cottages, they wanted and they love being in the area, you know. We have like right now our weather is like this, right? And we all look forward to the summer, the
Right.
beaches, and I think that's one of the things that I'm so proud about having it here at Prince Edward County kasi we have 3 beaches na pwede nilang puntahan, and Oasis of Sandbanks are actually giving yung libre kasi pagpapasok ka ng Oasis ng Sandbanks Provincial Park, ang babayaran mo lang naman doon yung parking per car,
Right.
ano?
Yeah.
You can have how many people in the car within limit, but you have to pay I think $21. But we as Oasis of Sandbanks provide that complimentary pass.
Wow.
Good. Good to know. Good to know. Wow. Okay.
So they don't need to pay. They don't need to pay.
There you go.
So
If
Kuya
you
Dan,
$20 and you want to go there for the duration of your stay there, let's say 3 days, no? Then you have to
Right,
pay
yes.
$20 times 3, so that's another $60 for you. But we provide that, and you can use that pass for as long as you are staying at our cottage.
kaya
Wonderful.
yung Castro gatherings, ganon, kayang-kayang i-hold ng 5 cottages ni Evie yan, or yung the Couples for Christ gathering, or kung si
Or yung training ng nung ICTC.
yes.
So, actually, last year we have our last group na gumamit ng cottages namin is coming from it's a retreat ng
Okay.
Christians na
Right.
kinuha rin nila ang the entire area. It was kind of like very fulfilling for me kasi one of my dream actually and how we will be able to use the cottage is to really use it for retreats, spiritual retreats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
Bago-
cater also for companies that wanna go out and have some their team building and all that, because I was talking to because I was active back then in Couples for Christ, and I remember my husband and I were coordinators for youth, and we always have that youth camp and everything. I thought about, one good thing about being in our area is when you are in the camp, they have places to go as opposed to, you are just inside or something.
Right. Yeah.
But if this is our opportunity to, introduce our young generations to be in the nature.
Right. Yeah.
Kuya Dan, yung lechon namin galing ng Toronto eh.
Oh, talaga. Yung mga attendees galing ng Ottawa, yung lechon from Toronto, tapos sa Sandbanks kayo.
Ang Toronto is what, 1 hour away lang, Evie?
1 to 2 hours, depending
1 to
on
2 hours away lang.
1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true. I've been there once, so I know how far or how close it is. Bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating masarap na kwentuhan, let's say hello muna dun sa mga nag-post sa ating comment section. Sabi ni Nelly Angeles of Hong Kong, nanonood daw siya kung sarap sa lahat. Sabi ni Daisy Joy Cardosa, isa sa mga hardworking admin ng TINIG Pinoy Group. Yan, naka-Facebook user daw siya. Bakit kasi hindi mo bigyan ng permission? Tingnan mo, suot-suot ngayon ni Regina na sombrero. Singapore. Ayan. Yan. Regalo po yan, pasalubong yan ng mga taga-Singapore nung magpunta ako doon the other week. Dumaan ako doon on my way back to Canada. And they gave this at a beautiful, it's a mug actually. Nandiyan yung likeness mo, Regina.
Hindi ko pa binubuksan. Buksan ko na nga ngayon habang bumabati ka, bubuksan ko habang nagtitig natin. Salamat po, Singapore.
So sabi ni Facebook user, namimiss na raw si Kuya Dan at saka si Ma'am Regina. Nagre-ready daw siya para sumali sa... Oh, okay. So, she must be one of those who joined one of our contests at TINIG Pinoy Radio. Yeah, talking about contests, we have Lawrence Borsich here saying hello to Ma'am Elvie and Meg Salvador. Lawrence, I sent you a message. If you can please share the names of the winner for today doon sa katatapos lamang na OPM Singing Sensations Contest. Paki-share po. Regina, pakita mo nga yan daw.
Oho, sige po. Habang bumabati si Kuya Dan,
Naka-ano pa pala?
bukas.
Okay. So,
Ganun ako.
unboxing.
Unboxing
Good
live
morning
with
daw,
Pinoy,
sabi ni
ha?
Suzanne. Yeah.
Okay, sandali.
Actually, it was Hussein who handed me those items. We all have one each. Si Jerry Orsia, myself, Regina, and our generous donor and sponsor, Adi Bantog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kuya Dan, tuloy lang po kayo. Hindi pala nakasaksak yung aking mic. So, I'm using my mic from my laptop. Oh.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Very
the sound is good.
good.
The sound is good. Don't worry. Good
Eto
evening
na,
daw, sabi ni Facebook user.
Oy
Tingnan natin.
naman, ang ganda ko.
Lagay mo nga daw sa camera. Show it on the
Ang ganda ko
camera.
naman.
There is Regina. There you go. Thank you. Salamat sa mga taga Singapore. Not to be outdone.
Hindi pa side O.
Yeah, not to be outdone. That's me.
Oh, di ba?
Meron din ako. So thank you sa ating mga katinig sa Singapore. Thanks again. Sabi niya, ang ganda daw. Sabi naman ni Facebook user, good evening daw. Mabuhay ang TINIG PINOY Radio sa Ottawa. Okay, si Nitz nagsabi kanina pa yan. She can't wait to go back to the Oasis. Ooh, nice.
Ako din.
And our darling De La Serna Rayos says good morning. So darling, Stephanie, it's about time. You book your summer vacation sa Sandbanks, dyan sa Oasis.
Salamat.
If I may add also, para kaalaman ng ating mga kababayan na interesadong pumunta sa Sandbanks, maraming hindi lang kayo pupunta doon para mag swimming or something. There's a lot of places to visit there, like we have lavender festivals, sunflower fields. There's a famous, if you can Google it, famous lake on the mountain. They said that this became famous kasi yung lake on the mountain, sinasabi nila na biglang nag-appear yung lake. It's a higher location na hindi nila alam kung saan nanggaling ang tubig.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place if you love, watching movies na noong mga panahon ng generation natin. We have the movies at Mustang Drive-In, wherein that place you will drive your car. And the screen is outside, and you all are watching outside inside your car.
Right.
And one of my favorite in the area, actually, being a farming is the industry in the area. I love having the summer local harvest. Yung mga in fact, if you go to restaurants there, ang kanilang mga pangsahog sa kanilang niluluto ay galing sa local produce.
Very nice. Very nice.
So it is very, Prince Edward County's restaurants is very popular for that. We have a lot of trails. If you want to walk and run, we have a lot of trails in the area, and a lot more festival na sponsored by the county.
I think Evie, marami nang sold sa Oasis sa Sandbanks, the way you have been describing it. In fact, one of them, Bernadette Senese, is saying, salamat daw sa sharing sa cottages ng Oasis Sandbanks. Ang tanong niya, dito daw po ba sa tama po kayo, sa Prince Edward County po yan. If you are driving from Ottawa, I think you have, paglampas mo ng Kingston,
1 hour na lang.
Pakaliwa yung papunta Sandbanks. Mga 1 hour and a half.
So Bernadette, pag meeting natin sa PICOV, that's Philippine Independence Committee of the Ottawa Valley, we will suggest na ang next na meeting natin ay sa Sandbank before ang ating June full activity. So magre-retreat ang mga officers ng Philippine Independence Committee of the Ottawa Valley.
Yay!
There you go. Okay. So si Meg has been talking about her program, yung ICTS. Tama ba yun? ICTC? ICTC. Yung which is a program for both newcomers at saka mga employers dito doon sa mga involved sa IT industry. So paano sila makikipagtalastasan kung merong mga interesado who are either in Ottawa or outside in other provinces. Pero nakalagay dito Sorry, hindi pala the whole thing, ano? I just want to verify this. It says BC, Alberta, Ontario, and Nova Scotia. So, 4 na probinsya lang pala ito, Meg.
Yes, that was before. Ngayon po, change na siya to across
Okay.
the country.
Okay, so balik na
Hindi
sa
pa
tanong ko
na-update
kanina.
yung website.
Okay. I thought I should verify that because it says December 2021 up to December 2023. So, ano po, correction po.
Yeah,
Sa
thank you for
lahat na yan.
Yeah, thank you, Kuya Dan, for asking that kasi I was about to ask Meg. Let's say somebody from Nova Scotia would like, my cottages are in Ontario, and somebody from
Right.
Nova Scotia would like to participate in your program, and I'll be hiring them, or he or she, my
Yes.
cottages. Is that feasible?
Yes po. So for example, you as an employer, yung location ng ng company niyo po ay Ontario, but you can hire someone newcomer from Nova Scotia
Perfect.
or anywhere around the country. Yeah.
Ayan, I shared po yung shinare ko yung link doon sa ating comment box. So tingnan niyo po at paki-share po. Kanina po kasi it's 9:51, we have about 8 minutes before we have to end the show. Meg, meron kang nais sabihin sa amin tungkol doon sa future ng ating work after pandemic?
Yeah, so narinig ko nga si Ate Evie, no, when she mentioned that naisip niyang magkaroon ng cottage at the height of the pandemic. So marami pong mga nangyari, horrific things that happened at the height of the pandemic, but it also accelerated the digitization of our economy. Yung pwede pong supposedly mangyari in 20 years, na-compress siya in 20 weeks. And I'm not sure if na-experience yan ni Ate Evie. So, lahat ng industry, we need to adapt. Kahit po, cottage, yun, sa cottage industry, Ate Evie, are you now doing like online booking? Tumatanggap po kayo ng online payment? So, mga kasama siya sa mga na changes sa ating economy.
Yeah.
It affected our economy. So lahat tayo, we're trying to cope up.
Right. Meg, meron tanong dito sa nagpadala sa inbox ko, basahin ko lang. Sabi niya, I'm still watching po. Sana malaman namin kung paano kaya kami ang experience ay outside Canada. Paano po kaya kami makakapag-apply sa program na yan? I don't know how to answer that question.
So yung if I understand the question correctly, internationally educated professional and ang experience is outside Canada. Exactly kayo po yung hinahanap namin. But you are now here in Canada looking for work.
Yeah, kasi plus yun para sa program ninyo dahil ang learning curve nito maiksi na lang. Kasi well experienced na, di ba?
Yes, okay, so we are already developed.
Yeah, develop na po kayo. So kung meron na kayong outside experience, you are much welcome to join this program for as long as you are in the IT industry or computer science business, and then wala pa kayong 5 taong nagiging landed immigrant or PR. Tama ba yun? Permanent resident? Yeah, okay. So, yung po mga nagtatanong, sana ilagay ninyo sa sa ating public comment section para na ma-share sa iba. Wag po sa inbox ko kasi sa inbox ko hindi ko may share.
Kasi sila Kuya Dan siguro, or maybe they're more comfortable asking you. And speaking of community, kasi active sa community si Evie at saka si Meg. Actually, Evie is coming at the end of March 26, Kuya Dan. And Evie, I hope you could come because Philippine Center Canada have this event na meron silang mga speakers. They also have some pampering, and these are for Pinays in NCR, but anywhere in Canada. If you are in town, join us. El Galupo is part of that. We will share also the link in the comment box or go to my wall. It is there. So Evie, I look forward to seeing you there. And Meg, it's free for everybody po na mga Pinay. Come, may mga pampering sessions, meron silang mga special po na mga guest din. So join us March 26, that's with Philippine Center Canada. And also Meg and Evie, I hope you can join us. June in Ottawa is very busy. Ang ating pong Philippine Independence Ball is on June 11. Join us. It's an Infinity Center. It's $90 sit-down dinner. It would be fun. Flag raising is June 12 in the city of Ottawa. Tapos po, ang ating picnic ay sa following week. Wait. Nagkamali ako. June 11 ang picnic.
Baliktad. Yes.
June 16 ang gala. Ayan.
There you go.
So June 11 po, doon sa Capital Cemetery, dyan sa Prince of Wales.
Huwag naman Capital Cemetery. Capital Memorial Park.
Memorial Park. Tapos ang Tinig Pinoy is responsible for the entertainment po ng afternoon ng ating festival, ang tawag natin dyan. So sana po kung makakapunta kayo or kung may mga kilala kayo ng mga talented performers in any performing arts po, pwedeng tula, pwedeng kanta, pwedeng sayaw, any kind of dancing, any kind of genre ng music, we are looking for entertainers. Let us know. And so that's June 11 picnic, June 12 flag raising, June 16 ang gala. Tapos po June 25 is a mass at our Assumption Church. So join the Philippine Independence Committee of the Ottawa Valley if you want to volunteer or just stay tuned sa mga events po natin. Nasa Tinig Pinoy Radio po ang events ito. And Kuya Dan, we wanted to thank Danny Services. Danny Services po, they are sponsoring ours monthly para sa ating calendar girl. So Danny Services, kung kayo po ay nangangailangan ng trabaho, they have full-time or part-time, pwede din po under the table, I think, or cash. And so they have moving services and cleaning services. So we will put the comment or the message in the inbox. So again, that's Danny Services. You can contact Danny Services po at the phone number na sandali lamang po. At phone number po na ito ay atin pong babasahin. So that
ilalagay natin, Regina, sa website ng Tinig.
yan, oo. So that's Danny at 613-793-5678. Danny 613-793-5678 for driver, mover, cleaner. They are hiring. Kuya Dan.
There you go. I'm leveling up.
Okay.
I don't want to be outdone. Unfortunately, it seems that my head is way too big. Way too big. Movie na hindi matakpan yung buong
Kuya Dan kasi
kalahati ng ulo ko.
kaya ang kanyang ulo malaki. So thank you
Hindi,
po
malaki na talaga ulo.
ating admin, sila Suzanne,
Right.
Nars, Sonia, Maru, Joy. Thank you. And to our host, Kuya Dan, Kuya Jerry, Lawrence, Charmaine, thank you po.
Right. Well, 60 minutes proved to be very short because there's so much to talk about. Interesting matters, particularly itong papalapit na summer vacation. And those interested to go cottaging, we have a resource person here, Evie Poliarco. Maybe we can bring back Evie and Meg Salvador, in one of our upcoming live shows, para ma-explore pa natin yung maraming pag-uusapan. There are so many things I wanted to ask Meg Salvador, but time is not our friend today. So I will reserve this until next time. Kung kayo po na nanonood ngayon sa kasalukuyan ay interesado sa mga programang ito, please communicate with us. You can always communicate with Tinig Pinoy. Okay, just go to our page or our group. Hindi, kailangan mag-member kayo para masali kayo sa group. Or to our website. Send us your feedback and we will communicate this to our resource guest today.
Sino kaya tong Tito Dan na Facebook user, Kuya Dan? Hello, Tito Dan. Hello.
Nag-comment siya rito.
Oo.
Okay.
So thank you so much ating guest, Evie and Meg. We hope you come back and keep in touch po. Thank you, Meg, and to your son for helping us sa Tinig Pinoy celebration natin.
Maraming salamat for having us.
Kuya Dan?
Perhaps you should ask at least our guests to say a few words kung paano, halimbawa, makokontak sila or other pertinent information that our listeners and viewers would benefit from. Let's start with Meg.
Yes, thank you, Kuya Dan. I'll give my contact sa kay Ate Reg so you can add it in your website. But for our newcomers, if you're facing like natatakot kayo or any doubts, whatever, to be successful in the Canadian workplace, just be, yung tatak Pinoy na be so good that they can't ignore you.
Wow.
Okay,
Naiyak
well,
naman ako
maraming salamat.
doon. Naiyak
Yeah,
naman ako doon.
that's a good line. Yeah, thank
Pinoy,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the quality of a Filipino, and I'm very proud to be one. Okay, and Evie, you want to say a few things about the oasis of San?
Yes, thank you. Yes, in the middle of our winter storm here, let's look forward to the sunny summer. And wag niyo pong kalilimutan ang Oasis of Sandbanks. Our website is www.oasisofsandbanks.ca. You can contact me at 416-278-3848. And I also have an email, evie@oasisofsandbanks.ca. So, makikipag-ugnayan po ako kay Reg at kay Kuya Dan para po ang aming website ay maaari pong maisama sa kanilang website kung kailangan po ninyo ng makontak.
Okay,
Let's
well,
enjoy the summer and forget about the winter.
Well, yeah, I wish I can forget winter right now, but I'm in the middle of the downtown area, and I don't think my car will be strong enough to to drive away from my parking spot right now. But that's a problem that I have to face myself. Meanwhile, maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat ng mga nanood, nakinig, at nag-comment, and of course sa ating mga guests, Meg Salvador and Evie Poliarco. Regina?
Maraming salamat po mga katinig. This is going to be played again sa CKCU 93.1 FM 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Ako po, ang inyong lingkod, Regina Sosing. Bye for now.
Ako naman po si Dan. Kuya Dan sa maraming salamat. Mahal po namin kayo. Until next time, huwag po niyong kaligtaan bukas sa Talakbayan sa Tinig Pinoy Radio with Chairman Nacario and of course, Dino O'Brien. Bye-bye. Have a nice weekend.